Hey guys, what's up? Um, wow, it has been so long since I've made a video for YouTube. Sorry. um, but it's almost the 4th of July, 2016. I think it's been since like 2013 or 14 since I've made a video. But I'll do like I'll do little updates more like later. But I kind of just wanted to rant for a moment. Last month was Pride. I live in Seattle now on my own, and it was my first Seattle Pride Parade and Trans March and all that stuff, which was super fun. Met a lot of cool people out here at Pride and just like at work and in general and stuff. Um, but what I wanted to rant for a second about, kind of relating to trans pride and this like growing acceptance for the LGBT community, um, like just nationally, internationally, even, um, is um, I don't really know if there's like one umbrella term for it, but I guess I'll just dive right into it. So around this time last year, I'm just gonna refer to her as my friend. We don't talk anymore, and I, from my understanding, my identity is the reason why. Um, but so this girl, I'm not gonna like drop names or anything like that, even though the chances are you don't know who she is, but just out of respect. So we grew up together, played softball, like fast pitch, high school, all this stuff for years. And if you guys know my backstory at all from like videos from years ago or whatever, I struggled a lot with self injury, bipolar, anxiety, all that mental health stuff. So she last summer sent me a video. It was about 120, yeah, 2 hours long, of her just explaining why we no longer talk and we're not really friends anymore. Um, and at first I saw this and I was like, I don't know, I was just curious. I had no reservations going into it. Just wanted to see what she honestly took the time to say to me. And at first, it was a little more of like a backstory from her side of my journey, not necessarily like beyond the trans stuff, going back to the self injury and hospitalizations and treatment centers and all that stuff. So she talked about that and how she was by my side no matter what, there for me, regardless of how much I was struggling. And um, she always was telling me, "Hey, I've got your back. Like, you need anything, let me know. I'm here." Um, and not just on the field, not just in the hallways at school, but any time of the day, text me, call me. I'm there for you. Like, I got you, basically. So she and I was like watching this video, nodding, agreeing, like, yeah, I think about that all the time. I'm so grateful for all the support that she and my other friends were able to give to me. Um, but then she started going into how, like, senior year, senior year of high school is when I came out as trans. I wore a tie to homecoming, I wore a tux to prom, and this is kind of where she started really getting into her emotions. She, and keep in mind, this video is like 2 hours long, but so my recollection of prom senior year was that, because I was sent to a therapeutic boarding school, so I was not actively attending our high school, but I was still like a part of the school district technically. So I was able to go to prom, but I still needed kind of like a guest pass. And so um, she got my guest pass for me. I was like attached to her basically to go to prom. And then I told her, like, I wanted to wear a tux. I wanted like, I had publicly outed myself, I think, for the most part, as Carson, and changed my Facebook name to Carson and not Carly. I think it was all around the same time. I don't know. But um, she kind of like took that in for a little bit and then got back to me on it. And at first she had said like, you can come with me and like this particular group of friends to prom, and then she had uninvited me, like right before prom was. So I had, all I was all excited to like go back and see all my friends and go somewhere in public like as Carson. And she uninvited me, which didn't like, I don't know. It still really gets to me, if that makes sense. But she, I don't know. Like, I was left like right before prom, with no group of friends to go with. I felt awkward, like trying to ask around to get people to let me go with them. Um, I didn't want to like intrude on anybody else's plans or whatever, but I still wanted to go. Like, I don't know, it's senior prom. Everybody wants to go. And I haven't, or I wasn't able to partake in like all the normal high school activities being, away at boarding school and stuff. So this was a big moment. And luckily, this other girl, who I'm friends with, I taught her younger sister private violin lessons. Her mom and my mom are friends. Like, they made it work so that I was more than welcome to go with them. So I did, but I still spent, I said hi to a couple people at prom and tried to have as much fun as I could, but I still spent a lot of time by myself. And I'm not trying to blame this other girl, but I don't know. It was, even if, I don't know. I don't really know if there's like what specifically a better way to handle this situation would have been. Again, this was 4 years ago. I'm not trying to dwell on anything, but so going back to the video that she sent me, sorry, I got sidetracked. So she started talking about why she uninvited me to prom and why she just basically cut off all contact with me since then. Um, and she talked about how, um, okay, so disclaimer really fast. I personally am not religious. I have no issue with religion. I think people should be able to believe and follow whoever, whatever they want. Um, so no, this has nothing to do with that. But my issue is when people use their belief system for negative, um, in negative ways, and like to use it as an excuse and are hypocritical about it. So she went into this whole thing about how God was telling her it's wrong to be friends with me and to accept me, and she's like, don't get me wrong, I still love you, or I loved Carly, I was best friends with Carly, my birth name, but as Carson, like, I can't be friends with you, I can't accept or condone what you're doing, and, God gave you this body, your temple, and you're not, like, she's like, I don't understand what gives you the right to go and medically change it and all this stuff. And this whole time I'm sitting there watching this thinking, like, on one hand, to an extent, I can kind of see your point of view. On the other hand, you're very misinformed. Like I said, I'm not religious, but if I were to take that stance, like, yes, God made me who I am, and I am trans. Like, and I personally, like, this is so complicated, I don't know, but, like, I don't have a specific set of beliefs, but one thing I do follow or believe very strongly is that everything happens for a reason. Um, God, God made me who I am as a trans person because I have been fortunate enough to have loving and accepting family and for the most part friends, and just be in an environment where I am able to be comfortable as a trans person and educate people and answer questions of any and all kinds, the most obscure things to the most, like, seemingly simple questions, but, if you don't know, then if you don't know something, like, I'm someone who loves to be able to answer questions as best as I can, give as much information as I can, share my story as much as I can. And um, so I don't know, I feel like she is just jumping at all these conclusions and using her set of beliefs as a reason for something that she's uncomfortable with to, like, justify basically cutting me off and um, unfriending me from life. And like I said, this video was 2 hours long, and I felt such a range of emotions throughout it. Curiosity to anger and frustration to hurt um, and I don't know, just sad, and, like, it brought up a lot of memories that I've had with her, and this is something that I still hold on to. I haven't completely, like, gotten over it yet, processed through it, I guess. Because like I said, we were solid friends for years, on and off the softball field, in and out of the hallways at school, just all the time, and just for something I don't know. One of the things that she said that really got to me was, I loved you and I was friends with you when you were Carly, but now that you're Carson, I can't condone and accept what you're doing. And, okay, Carly to Carson, my name is different, my voice is a bit lower, my chin is a bit fuzzier, my pronouns are different. But I'm still me. Like, I paid to get top surgery. I still have to sit when I pee. I haven't had any other surgical procedures done. I do take the testosterone. I still love softball. It was a huge part of my life. I've got my number 15 tattooed on me. I'm still the Lion King fanatic that I have always been. Harry Potter geek, playing music, listening to rock, and drawing, whatever. I'm still the same, like, goofy kid that I was in junior high and high school and before then, whatever. Um, just more external things have changed so that I feel more comfortable socially. Um, like, I'm honestly right now comfortable with my medical transition. I'm not, like, dead set on getting any further surgeries. I'm not saying no to them if it becomes possible. That's something I would definitely think about, but I'm having an open mind right now, basically. So I feel like she's using her set of beliefs to justify something that honestly has nothing to do with her. This is about me and myself, and she's uncomfortable with it. But I don't know. If someone has an explanation or a way to, yeah, just some way to explain this to me, like why it's okay, or help me better understand um, why she would bother taking the time to explain, because she used the words, she said, I you gave me panic attacks. I had my first panic attack because of you and your transition, and I didn't know how to handle it. And it's like, don't put that on me. Like, I've had panic attacks. I'm sorry, they suck. I know. Like, it's not a pleasant experience at all, but don't blame me for your discomfort. And, like, I mean, it's probably for the best at this point that we no longer talk. But I do wish that I had the opportunity to sit down and have an open and honest conversation. Her talking about her religious beliefs, and like, that side of it, and me talking about my personal experience, and, a more educative side to the to my trans life, I guess. I don't know. Um, just, no judgment, just honest questions and honest answers, no getting defensive. Like, I would love to have that conversation with her. Um, Living in completely separate states, and I don't even know if I have her number anymore. I don't really know how to get a hold of her. I'm not sure if we're friends on Facebook. But either way, like, it's a conversation that definitely needs to be sat down and had, preferably face to face. I don't have that as an option. If you are, I feel like you would know who you are, if you happen to be watching this. um, but please, like, if you are in a place where you can talk to me, that would be fantastic. But yeah, so I guess I'm not really sure what the purpose of this rant was. I definitely just needed to talk about it, I guess. But I don't know. Please feel free to comment, ask whatever, comment whatever. Like I said, I try to go into anything and everything with as open mind as possible. Um, you know, I don't know. I've been hurt a lot by judgment, um, some justified in my eyes, some not. But that again, that's not for my. I don't know. Whatever. To each their own, I guess. Um, I don't know. It's just confusing to me. I don't understand how a couple of external social aspects of things can completely change your view of one person. Because, like I said, I still am who I was. My dad has a tattoo on his arm that says Carly Hart Tori, and we were actually talking about this a couple of months ago, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll go find a way to get that changed to say Carson or something." I said, "No, don't change it. Like, that's still me. I'm still your child. You know, I'm maybe seen as your son now, but I'm still the same baby that you had 22 years ago. That's still who I am. Like, don't change it." And we just kind of had this moment of like bonding and understanding, and that was awesome. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's all these like more controversial topics have such fine lines between each of them, and like what's acceptable and what's not, and what's um, all that stuff, what's offensive and what's merely curiosity or discomfort. Any of those things, they're all divided by such fine lines, and I don't know. It's hard to know. It's just hard to know, I guess, because every person is so unique and so different, and as are their experiences. Even if there's like that's like with labels, even if there's a label that fits an umbrella of people like trans, that doesn't mean that every journey is the same. Every trans person goes about things the same way, looks the same, dress, all that stuff. Every situation is so incredibly different. There's no one way to do things. Now I'm just ranting about other things. Sorry. But like I said, I will try to start making more videos now that I'm like settled in my own place and with a job and all this stuff. Things are going much better for me, so hopefully that transfers over to me getting back into this video thing. Anyways, that's my rant, and I will make a more general like life update later. Yeah, happy 4th of July, and I will talk to you all soon. Bye, loves. Loves? Love ya.